Shalom Family. This is Humble One back for another video here at Humble Family Ministries. And I pray all are well and all of you are blessed by the Father and still maintaining a close-knit, tight relationship with Him as you delve into your private prayer closet and as you read His Word, hopefully every day. You know, we eat every day. We drink water every day, or we should. Unless, of course, we're called by the Father to fast. But we feed the body and we nourish it and we take care of it. Excuse me. But we also need to take care of our spiritual man, the spirit that is attached to the physical body, because both the spirit and the flesh are intertwined and they become one, and one can drag down the other, etc. So very, very important, and I hope that each of us is maintaining our physical and spiritual health. But I wanted to speak to you a little bit today on something that the Father brought to my attention while I was reading Habakkuk. Habakkuk is a wonderful, wonderful book in the First Covenant, or known as the Old Testament. And it speaks concerning idolatry. And my question to myself and to all of you and to all of us as a family of believers here on this planet is, what are we, or who are we truly worshiping? Who do we put our trust in truly? Do we put our trust in money, in our careers, in our jobs? Do we put it in a spouse? Do we put our trust in the things that we love and in the things that we pursue on a daily, weekly, monthly basis? Do we put our trust in our collections? Many people around the world collect stamps. Many people collect guns. Many people collect cars. Unfortunately, many people, collect these things at a great price. Many people get into even illegal things, illegal measures, and illegal lifestyles in order to be able to afford their obsessions, their collections, and things like that. Now, I'm not going against collecting things. It's okay to have a collection of things as long as we put these things into proper perspective and we don't worship them. But it was always said to me by those who are older and wiser that where your money is and where your heart is and what you're spending the majority of your money on can pretty much tell the story as to where your heart is, where your affection is, and where you're putting more of your resources toward. And so, in other words, they're saying basically what you involve yourself in, or you delve into, or you spend the most money or attention or focus on, that's pretty much your God. So we need to be very, very careful as believers not to fall into the trap of turning something or someone or some place into a God. I want to read this little section from Habakkuk. This is Habakkuk 2, verse 18. And it is very, very powerful. And I really hope and pray that the Father, through His Spirit, through His Ruach that's in us, will really give us a clear understanding and really relay the power of what this scripture or what this verse is saying. And it says this. This is Abba Father speaking. What value does the engraved image have that its maker has engraved it? The molten image, even the teacher of lies, that he who fashions its form trusts in it to make mute idols. Wow. That's very, very powerful. What he's saying here is, what value do these idols that we worship have? What value do these things that we put our affections on, that we love, have, when they can't even speak to us? They can't even properly teach us what is right, what is wrong, etc. It's not that many people get before their car or their job or their bank account or their money and bow down to it and worship it per se. But it is too often that many of us put too much importance on these things. You know, you have a lot of men and women who are career people and they're good at what they do, but they're so good at what they do and they're so attentive to what they do that they forget about their own spouses and children at home. And even worse, they forget about the Father who gave them the wealth, the knowledge, and the blessing to have such a wonderfully successful career. You know, so we need to be very careful what it is and who it is we worship, and we need to be careful what we set our affections upon. We need to set our affection, all of our affection, upon the one who created us, upon the one who gave us this word that we proclaim to read every day, upon the one who we say that we love. You know, it's crucial that we maintain this tightness, this intimate relationship with the Father, so that there is no more room in our hearts for anything else or anyone else to creep in and take his number one spot. See, it's been taught to me by a wise man that really we should put Abba Father as number one on a list of one. And that is that spot in our hearts that was designed and created by him, for him, and him alone. And see, then, you know, many people have asked me, well, then where else, you know, do we gather our love to love our families and to love our friends and to love those that are needy and love those out in the world, like the scripture says? Well, it's from that love in our hearts that the Father gives to us as we worship him and put him number one, that we can then draw the love to love our spouses, our children, our family members, our friends, our neighbors, and even our enemies. So let's be careful not to turn anything or anyone or any place into an idol. These are molten images, as the scripture says, that cannot answer back. They are mute idols, which means there's no breath in them, there's no life in them, there's no teaching in them. There is only vanity. We're worshiping these things in vain because these things cannot save us. And they won't be there on Judgment Day when we stand before the Father of lights, the Father of all things, and we answer for all that we've done and haven't done on the earth. I hope this message has truly encouraged you to worship the one and true, the one and only Creator, our Father in the heavens, Yahweh or Yahuwah. And I also hope that it encourages you to do a quick search and ask the Father to do a quick search of your heart to remove anything or anyone from your heart that is taking his place. And then let's also quickly, ask him to take up that number one spot in our hearts so that he can be number one on a list of one, so that we then have a wealth of love to draw from when it comes to our ministry and it comes to our everyday work and everyday life. Again, I pray this has encouraged you. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them in the comments section below. And we appreciate your support. We appreciate your prayers and your financial support. If you'd like to give to this ministry, you can do that as well. But either way, we appreciate your prayers, and we appreciate you hitting that like button, subscribing, and sharing this video out. Because again, it's about encouraging the body of believers, the family of believers on this planet, to do what is right in his sight, to read the scripture, and to develop a tight-knit, close relationship with our Creator. Until next time, you all stay humble, and may you be blessed abundantly. Shalom, family. One.